Hello, welcome to today's movie. In today's movie, we're going to look at the non-parametric sign test using Excel. So we have the Excel solution here, as you can see on the screen, and this is concerned with it's example 8.5 in the book, and it's concerned with a sales manager who oversees 16 inside and 16 outside sales representatives. Every inside sales representative is paired with an outside sales representative, as you can see on the screen. After interviewing all of them, the sales manager assigns values to the level of understanding that every inside and every outside salesperson have of their shared territories. A mark of 1 means great insight, and a mark of 5 means little or no insight. So what we want to do is we want to test a null hypothesis that there is the same level of understanding and insight of their respective territories among the inside and outside salespeople. So the alternative hypothesis would be that the outside salespeople have a different insight compared to the inside sales staff. So what we have is, these are the territories, 16 territories. So we've got an inside, we've got an outside, so we've got a mark of 3 and a mark of 4, mark of 4, mark of 3, and so on. So what we want to do is we want to see whether or not their sales impact, salesperson's position has no impact. So in other words, that the median difference is 0. The alternative hypothesis is that the position has an impact, so the median difference is not 0. So we have a two-tailed test. Because we have ordinal data here, then we're going to use the sign test for matched pairs. So we choose a significance level of 5%, 0.05. Now you can change that if you so wish, but I've chosen it as 0.05. So what we can do now is we can calculate the actual difference between each pairing. So that minus that gives me +1. That minus that gives me -1, and so on, as you can see on the screen using the formulas. We can then calculate what the sign would be. Is it a positive difference or is it a negative difference, using an if statement, as you can see there. So if E4 is less than 0, then we put a minus. If it's greater than 0, we put a positive, etc., as you can see on the screen. And we've also accommodated for the fact that they could be equal to one another, etc., in that equation. So you can see that all of them are either plus or minus, plus or minus. In other words, we have no shared ranks. So the mean difference is the median between E4 to E19, which gives us -1. The probability of success should be 0.5, not 0.5. Remember, this is a binomial problem. The total number of trials is 16, so we use the Excel function count to count the total number of paired values. So you can see there, we should have 16. The number of negative differences, well, we use the COUNTIF function for G4 to G19, from there to there, and we read off when in the negative. And we find it's 9. The number of positive differences is when we have plus there, so we count if G4 to G19, but those being plus, and we can see we have 7. The number of tied ranks, well, we count if G4 to G19 where it's 0, and we can see it's 0. So we have no tied ranks. So the value of X that we want is going to be 9, and the number of binomial trials, therefore, is 16 minus 0, which is 16. Okay, so we want to know binomial for X equal to or greater than 9. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Because the maximum number is 16, remember, which is given by that number there. Now we can calculate the binomial values for X equal to 9 using the by not dist function, as you can see there. And we can repeat it X equal to 10, X equal to 11, all the way to X equal to 16. So the exact one-tailed binomial p-value is those numbers there added together to give us 0.402. And the two-tailed p-value is that number doubled to give us 0.804. So you can see in this particular case that the exact two-tailed binomial p-value is 0.804, which is a lot greater than 0.05. So we reject the null hypothesis. We accept the alternative hypothesis that the position has impact. So the median There's a significant median difference from 0. Okay, now you could, if you wanted to, do a normal approximation, but remember that the probability that x is equal to or greater than 9 binomial is the same as the probability x is equal to or greater than 8.5 normal. So if you do the calculations, you'll see, as you can see on the screen, that the two-tailed p-value is 0.803. But we're really focusing, concentrating on the fact that we want the exact binomial. And the reason for that is that when we look at the SPSS solution shortly, and we do that particular movie, then the SPSS solution uses a binomial solution. So the value is 0.804 for the exact two-tailed binomial p-value. It's greater than 0.05, so we accept the alternative hypothesis H1. Okay, so that's the end of the movie today. Next movie will be on SPSS for the sign test.